Hello and welcome back to Stray Trains. I thought I'd mix it up and do a little bit of a different video. Here is 10 facts you may not know about the Metro network. And let's welcome fact number 10. There are many stations across the Sandringham and Cross City Group lines near the beach, creating some of the most picturesque stations across the network. However, the closest station to the beach lies on the Frankston line at Carrum Station. Carrum Station is approximately a 2-minute walk or 200 metres from the beach. On to fact number 9. You might wonder why there's 13 platforms at Flinders Street Station, but the highest platform number is actually 14. This is because the old St Kilda line used to originate from platform 11 and terminate where the current Route 96 tram Skyrail is. However, once the service was discontinued, the platform was transformed into a bar, and all the numbering stayed the same for the other platforms on Flinders Street. On to fact number 8 now. With the level crossing removals of Carnegie, Murrumbeena, Hughesdale, Clayton, Springvale and Noble Park stations, plus the planning to remove the final 3 level crossings on the Cranbourne line, the Cranbourne line will be the first line to be fully removed of all level crossings in Melbourne, despite not being one of the shortest. Here is a random fact at number 7. The only line to receive 2 extensions since 2010 was the Epping line, where in 2012 it was extended to South Morang before the 2018 3-station extension to the new terminus of Mernda. Maybe the most interesting station naming decision would have to be at fact number 6, the fact that Toorak is actually in the suburb of Armidale, as highlighted by the red barrier on the map, whereas the only station actually in the suburb of Toorak is on the Glen Waverley line named Hayington Station. And now let's take a look at fact number 5, the newest station on the network. It actually lies on the Mernda line and is a 3-way tie between Middle Gorge, Hawkstow and Mernda as part of the 2018 South Morang to Mernda line extension. But let's also take a look at the newest station that was not part of a line extension, and that station lies on the Werribee line between Aircraft and Hoppers Crossing, where in 2013 Williams Landing was built and is actually the most used station on the Werribee line. And now let's take a look at the longest and shortest distance between stations on the network in a 2-part fact number 4. The longest distance between 2 stations on the network is between Diggers Rest and Water Gardens on the Sunbury line, totaling a distance of 9,518 metres apart, more than a kilometre longer than the second biggest distance between 2 stations on the network, which is between Dandenong and Lynbrook. On the other hand, the shortest distance between 2 stations on the network is between Riversdale and Williston on the Alamein line, only being a total of 418 metres apart. Word has it you can actually get off at Riversdale Station and run to Williston Station quicker than the train will arrive at Williston Station, just showing how close the stations really are from each other. At fact number 3, maybe the saddest but still does need reporting nonetheless. There are parts of the network that still have a 40-minute frequency between some stations. That includes the Sunbury line between Water Gardens and Sunbury, the Hurstbridge line between Eltham and Hurstbridge, plus actually the Stony Point line that sometimes has about a 60 to 90-minute frequency throughout the day, which I think is just far too little. And now let's look at some station stats at fact number 2. Just a heads up, these patronage numbers are from the 2018 to 19 financial year, as any newer year would maybe be just a little skewed because of something that's going on right now called the pandemic. So without further ado, let's get back to the stats. The largest station on the 2018 to 19 financial year is, no surprise, Flinders Street Station with a whopping 28.32 million patrons that year. Let's also look at the largest non-city, non-junction station, which lies on the Belgrave and Lilydale line at Box Hill. Box Hill Station had 3.685 million patrons that year. And also there were a total of 38 stations that reached the 1 million patron club that year, which is the most ever for a particular financial year on the Metro network. On the other hand, the lowest station lies on the Stony Point line in Baxter. Baxter Station had a mere 3,397 patrons that financial year. Absolutely nothing to the 38 stations that had over 1 million patrons that year. And just before we get to the final fact, if you've enjoyed the video, please let me know. I've tried to do something different here, so please let me know if you enjoyed it, or if you want to see some other content, feel free just to comment below. And without further ado, let's get to the final fact. And now for the final fact. Maybe the oddest, but I think it's still pretty interesting. You know when you sometimes arrive at stations such as junctions, the train will say, now arriving at this station, change here for these services? Well, the only time that the train will do that 4 stations in a row is if you get on Carnegie on a City Loop service. When you arrive at Caulfield, the train will tell you to change for Frankston services. Then the train will run express from Caulfield to South Yarra, where it will tell you to change for Sandringham services. Then it will stop at Richmond, where of course you change for the classic Belgrave, Lilydale, Alamein and Glen Waverley services. And then once it gets to Parliament, it will tell you to change here for Hurstbridge and Mernda services. This is the only part of the network where you will get told to change for 4 stations in a row. Pretty pointless facts, but I think it's pretty funny nonetheless. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think and hope to see you around soon.